The story starts at the Baxter Building. This is the home of the Fantastic Four, and honestly, it's the closest thing Peter has to a real family. The vibes are immaculate. Ben Grimm is in the kitchen. He's making latkes for the kids to give them a proper New York Hanukkah. Peter is eating them hot, joking around, feeling safe. But then, the cracks start to show. Ben asks Peter about his big holiday plans, and Peter admits the truth. He says, "It's just me and Aunt May these days." But even that is falling apart. Peter's phone rings. It's Aunt May. She tells him she finally saved up enough money for a Christmas cruise. She thinks she is doing him a huge favor. She tells him, "I'm giving you a break, Peter. You won't be stuck entertaining an old woman and eating Jell-O." She thinks she's setting him free to party with his super friends. She doesn't realize she just sentenced him to solitary confinement. The doorbell rings at the party, and Peter immediately pulls his mask back down. Johnny Storm makes a joke, but Peter replies with one of the saddest lines in Spidey history. He says, "At least with my mask on, no one can see me cry." He leaves the party early. He lies to Ben Grimm, saying he ate too many latkes and swings out into the cold. He has no one, so he runs to his co-workers, and immediately you see the difference. The Fantastic Four was a family. The Avengers? This is an awkward office mixer. Captain Marvel greets him like an HR representative, saying, "Once an Avenger, always an Avenger." But Peter is drowning in anxiety. He runs into Tony Stark. Tony asks him, "So, are you skiing for Christmas? Do you ski?" Peter, a guy who struggles to pay rent, looks at the billionaire and says, "Do I look like I ski?" Tony misses the point entirely and offers to build him a suit with a nuclear reactor to keep him warm. Peter feels so out of place that he starts grabbing random heroes to use as human shields. He grabs Hulkling. He grabs Shang-Chi. He keeps repeating the same line, "Don't go anywhere. I need a buffer." He is terrified of standing alone in a room full of gods. He realizes he doesn't belong there. So he leaves space and goes back to the street. It is now Christmas Eve. He finds Daredevil on a rooftop in Hell's Kitchen. Now, Matt Murdock is the only guy who might be more depressed than Peter. They aren't partying. They are breaking into a refugee center to leave gifts for kids. Spidey tries to deflect. He asks Daredevil, "Did someone put you up to inviting me? So I wouldn't be alone." Daredevil stops him. He says, "Maybe I'm the one who didn't want to be alone on Christmas Eve, and you're the one being merciful." It hits hard, but it's still not a celebration. It's just two lonely guys surviving the night. It is now Christmas Day. Peter is exhausted. He's done the family thing, the work thing, the duty thing. But then, he gets a call from the last person you'd expect. Wolverine. Logan invites him to New Orleans for a swamp Christmas with the X-Men. Peter arrives, and he is so insecure, he tries to keep his mask on. He says, "One of the best parts of Christmas is getting to be who I truly am." Logan tells him to keep the mask, but take off the gloves. No gloves on Christmas. And suddenly, Peter fits. He walks into a house full of outcasts. Rogue, Gambit, Nightcrawler, Jubilee. Gambit serves him gumbo. Rogue treats him like a cousin. They drag him outside for a baseball game, and he's using his webs to slide into base, laughing for the first time in days. But Peter's imposter syndrome kicks in. He pulls Logan aside in the outfield. He tells him, "I know you invited me because you felt sorry for me. I know the whole galaxy feels sorry for me." And this is the twist. This is the moment that breaks him. Logan looks at him and says, "You got it wrong, bub. Nobody feels sorry for you." Logan reveals that Ben Grimm called everyone. He says the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men were all arguing over him. He says, "We were fighting like divorced parents over who got to have you at Christmas." It turns out Tony Stark didn't think he was weird. He wanted him there. Logan grins and says, "The truth is, most things go better when Spider-Man shows up." Peter realizes he was never lonely. He was just loved by too many people to notice. Peter has finally found paradise. He is playing baseball in the sun with people who treat him like a brother. And then his phone rings. It's Aunt May. Her cruise ship broke down. She's back in Queens, alone. She tells him not to worry. She says, "I've got a meatloaf in the freezer." Now, Peter has a choice. Stay in paradise with the cool kids, or go eat old meatloaf in a quiet, cold house. He immediately turns to the X-Men. He asks them to teleport him, fly him, or hurl him back to New York. He leaves the gumbo. He leaves the baseball. The comic ends in a quiet apartment in Queens. Peter surprises Aunt May with the Jell-O salad she wanted. He tells her, "If you're home for the holiday, Aunt May, there's nowhere else I'd rather be." The universe rewards him. The cruise line rebooks them for next week. We end with Peter and May watching fireworks together on the deck of a ship. And this is why Spider-Man is the greatest hero. Not because he can lift a building, but because he will walk away from heaven just to make sure his aunt doesn't have to eat dinner alone.